whenever you're good to start recording, let me know.
Right. So, last time on the Whims of Fate, the Battle of what shall henceforth is called the Battle of Cymru, until the DM tells me I'm wrong, continued. The battle was going moderately well for at least the soldiers. Not so great for the Whims of Fate themselves.
Yeah.
Though eventually a dragon appeared and wiped out the opposing Saxon army. When our army regrouped, the dragon morphed into a man. A man whom most people recognized, or at least those that were local recognized, as Emrys, the Merlin. And now this week on the Whims of Fate.
Brina and Eda have finished their mac and cheese.
Try some more.
Alright, so, you guys have just got done with a fight. You're just seeing the dragon morph.
Medea's about to find out that the tent and her necklace are not where she left them.
Yep. Some of you are hurt. Some of you are very hurt, as they would say in How to Train Your Dragon. I'm very hurt. Very hurt.
I'm hurt. I'm very much hurt. I need to watch that again. Thank you for the reminder.
I love those movies. All three of them were great.
Yes, they were.
I love the storyline and the humor in it, but I also the music. Are you kidding me? I love that stuff.
That music. Woo.
So Jen, I know this is off topic, but when my mom and I went to Scotland and we got to see the military tattoo on Edinburgh, the Esplanade at Edinburgh Castle, that was the music that they were playing for the finale, was music from How to Train Your Dragon on the pipes and drums.
Nice. I have a little musical bagpipe magnet on my fridge that plays them the Scottish national anthem.
We had a student on our dig that was from Australia, yet she was learning how to play the bagpipes.
That's true, she was.
Medea was pretty hurt, but she's trudging on. Ember was mostly fine until he collapsed in the middle of the battlefield.
I'm doing better now that I leveled up.
Although he's still mostly fine.
Don't worry. Him and all his comrades are probably holding each other up, just like, oh my gosh. That was...
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not dead. I'm only mostly dead.
We're the lucky ones. We're still here.
Yes.
Or are you the lucky ones?
Considering Jen is our GM, I don't know how to answer that question.
Actually, the answer to that question probably depends on local religious beliefs of the Celts.
It's true. Sorry, we had rice and it's stuck in my bracket.
You don't want it all the way to the sink?
Well, this part on the table, the rest of it can go.
The plate?
George.
Oh, yes.
It's George.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying now.
Thank you.
It's supposed to be his character. Oh, there we go. I see.
Unless he receives any important orders, Ember is likely going to be spending most of the remainder of the day taking care of his men, both living and dead.
Yeah, no. Amber would know that at this point, once a battle is done, you take care of your injured comrades, then you take care of your dead, and then you worry about everything else. Oh, he's probably already back in the swing of things. The army is doing the same thing.
Adea will get to the tent, where the tent was, realize that everything is missing, and then come running back towards the party.
I think I'm still on Thunderclap behind Airden, so because I haven't gotten down yet or asked Airden to assist me down so I don't fall.
Yeah, and Ern's just sitting there slack-jawed at who just
Emrys.
showed up.
He's like, huh? Uther at this point has approached him and is having a very animated discussion on his end of things. He's being very animated. You can tell he's a little frustrated, like, are you kidding me? Emrys, like, expressionless, not. He's just kind of got like that half-lidded, bored cat look, like. Dude. Gorlois has gone to help his men, as have Galavan and Ors. With very little men, they were sent with them. Cadmus and some of the other druids, as much as they seem to be, they keep looking back at Emrys, but they also know they have a duty to patch up everybody who got hurt. So all the druids are doing their best to go and help with the healing. It is very clear that there is a certain group of druids that are specifically here for the healing purposes, and there are others who are huge. Are you seriously?
Yeah.
He's right there. I can see him. You don't need to Snapchat me. Sorry, I got an email from somebody who wants to give me a music teaching position in rural Oregon, which cracks me up because that's where my parents live, but
You'd be closer to us.
Yes, but if I get into grad school, I'll have to go back anyway, so like. And it wasn't even the job that I had applied for on their website anyway. There was a geology one in eastern Montana that was way more suited and would basically last until I needed to go out for field season to Colorado. So, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, there's very clearly druids who know what they're doing and druids who sort of know what they're doing and are just kind of following instructions and doing the best they can to help patch people up. And it does not seem that very many people in the army did not get hit in some way or another in this fight, which makes sense because there were a lot less of you guys than there were of them.
Tom will turn back towards Rada and whoever is still with the group. Alright, my curiosity's been satisfied. Come on, we have work to do. And
Yes.
What are we going to be doing, Tom? Well, you don't think that the Saxons would have just left on, or would have taken their camping equipment with them into battle, do you? It's a prime opportunity to either get some additional supplies or gather information. Because if that was their entire army, their camp is going to be relatively unguarded. If that wasn't their entire army, then it would at least be helpful to know what it is we have left to fight, now wouldn't it? I suppose anyone else want to join the two of us? Or take an hour to decide, since someone is pretty hurt and needs some patching up.
I think that's several of us. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure correct me if I'm wrong, but Airden and I and Thunderclap are kind of like opposite where the rest of our party is because of the maneuver that he did, right?
Yeah.
The Misty Step. Okay. So
Yeah, you guys are.
I don't hear Tong say this at all.
I think everybody else. I think you guys gathered back to the lines in time for Emerus to make his grand appearance.
Yeah,
No,
they're
but
back to the lines, but they're not in the same spot because they went all the way around, so they would have just come basically straight from where they were.
Yeah,
They're closer
so we're
to
not in the
Amror.
same place as the rest of you.
Right now, it would be Tooth and Henry and George.
Tell me when Adea makes it back to our party members. After getting to the tent and then running back over the missing necklace, yes.
And Brina, you'll just hear Urin kind of stage whispering, like just mumblings of like you can hear a couple words like showmanship and Mr. Alumps.
Mr. What?
Does your character say that out loud?
Yes.
Ern will suddenly just like snap out of what he's doing, like, what? Oh, wait, what'd you ask?
Well, you were muttering, but I wasn't sure what you were muttering. Is there any reason why the dragon turned into a person?
Oh, because it's Emerus and he's a druid.
Emerus, wait a minute. Wasn't he supposed to be? Emerus is who Taliesin's been looking for, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you say Emerus and Talius is just like, wait. Emerus? He's alive?
He just turned from a dragon into a man, so yes.
Should we throw you at him so you can hit him?
I've told
You
him.
can't hear this.
Yeah, you're not there.
Okay.
You are with Rada and
I know.
Tong and Henry. There's like a silence, but you could also just like the silence feels kind of tense, like you know that Talius is just like tell you. I tell that boy not to show off, and he doesn't want to show off, and then he does it anyway.
That's what I was thinking! Oh, look at me! I suddenly fly in, burn out the entire army in a single breath, and then fly down and suddenly transform from a freaking red dragon into a person. And not only that, is he dressed exactly like a Merlin, which I don't think he was wearing last time I ever saw him.
Oh, he found my gold robes, did he? And now he's a thief. Should have some words with him.
And half the crowd is bowing.
Well, yes, that makes sense. I mean, I'm assuming it's the druid half. That would be, the respectful thing to do.
Should I bow too? I mean,
Oh, no.
Fall off the horse.
You're not a druid. Don't worry about it. And it's not like he's the king.
Okay.
Yeah, Ern will actually like turn back to you soon. I was like, oh, crap, you were really hurt. And he'll actually put a hand on your shoulder and be like, here, have some. Yeah, let me help you out with that, and you'll get 20 points of healing.
Oh crap, you're hurt.
Yay!
I was a little distracted at the time.
I'm back to full health now, Aaron, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just like imagining you're having this conversation, you really look at her and she's just bruised and beaten and bloody and you're like, oh crap!
As I'm just like holding on, because I'm just holding onto his pack behind him.
Swollen eyes.
Well, because I was frightened when the dragon came, and so I've just been like fisting his pack so that I don't fall off the horse and into the dragon's path to where it's gonna burn me to a crisp. And so, like, as he and Taliesin are having this conversation, like, I'm imagining, like, Taliesin, the drum is, like, right in front of my face, and so I'm, like, talking to Taliesin, even though Taliesin is talking to Airden. And it's like, yeah, thank you. I feel better now. I still want to rest. I still want to sleep now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I have some bread in this backpack, though, if you want some.
Bread.
Magic
That sounds
words.
great. Happy words.
And if you dig into the pack, you'll just find this perfectly fine baguette in there.
Okay. I'm not gonna take the whole baguette, but I'm gonna like break off a part of it and like, thank you, Airden. I'm still gonna hold on to one hand of the pack just so that I don't fall off the thunderclap, just in case, and just kind of like start happily munching slowly on bread.
And we'll look back at Taliesin. So, do you want to have words with him now, or do you want to wait for later?
Why would I wait till later? He left us waiting for 4 years.
I'm gonna go meet Everest now, apparently.
I
This is, of course, my own, like, this is Brina's thinking pattern. It's like, well, looks like I'm gonna meet this guy. Change from
No,
a
more than
dragon.
4 years. It's been like 6 years because he disappeared right after you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 6 years. He left you waiting 6 years.
And actually, Ern will turn back to Brandon and just ask, so, do you want to go with us, or do you want to stick with the rest of the group?
I'll stick with you for the moment because I might collapse into a little bitty puddle if I get off the horse at the moment. So I'm gonna try and recover a little bit on Thunderclap's back. So if you need to go talk to Everest, that's fine. I can join up with the rest of them later.
All right, and just let me know if I'm going too fast.
Okay.
And have Thunderclap slowly trot over.
Okay. George, Tooth, you were asked if you wanted to go find the Saxon camp. Yes! I don't actually know if George is paying attention, so.
I mean, it's Ivan. It's 50.
I heard my name, that's about it.
Yeah, so you're with part of the group that was asked by Tong if you want to go find the rest of the Saxon, or find the Saxon camp to see if the army was totally obliterated or not. And if so, to go collect extra supplies.
Why not? Let's go on an adventure. Are we in the forest? Are we on the plains?
Forest.
We just fought an
Forest?
army of Saxons.
Sweet. I'm epic in the forest. Let me find a deer or something. We'll tame it and then ride it into battle.
I don't think you're gonna find
we
one
just
right now
finished the
because you
battle.
literally just got out of a battle and everything is gone right now. There's not even birds singing. Well, you might hear a crow. Your horse is on fire.
Yeah, let me find
No,
a notebook.
half
so I
the
can get
forest.
some
Oh,
down.
yes, half the forest is on fire. We gotta put that out. The druids will take care of it. It's fine. Okay, so Tom.
It was not me.
Rada,
I did not set the forest on fire.
George. Did
Or
you
at
say
least
you were
not all
going
of
to?
it. What?
Did you say you were going?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Fine, Saxon camp. Alright.
Okay, so catch me up to speed. Who am I in a party with?
You're with Tong, Rada, and Tooth. Alright,
We're going after the Saxons. So we're in Great Britain. What area?
yeah, so you guys are in Cymru, so that's Wales. You guys are like right on the border with Elmet, which is England. Currently Elmet is like half possessed by Saxons thanks to the Vortigern, who wanted
So wait,
their help.
are we by the fens in the south or the mountain?
Yes.
The plains
West.
okay.
Yeah, you're on the western border with England. In the southern part. So you're in Deved.
Okay.
Which is the southern kingdom.
Is he dead? Going to head out? We don't know if she's.
The dad
Alright.
hasn't shown up yet.
Nope, she has not showed up yet. It's a big camp. I will need survival checks from those who are actively trying to follow the Saxons back to their camp.
Tong will give the help action to Rada.
I got a 15.
Huh?
And use guidance.
You're not doing so hot, are you?
16.
16?
Did you all use all your D8? Did you use your D8 inspiration already?
And the D4.
No, but I will save those for later. 23.
Okay. Yeah, all three of you are able to easily follow. I mean, there was a huge 1,000-person army that showed up. You're easily able to trace where they came from. Once you get out past that section of forest you guys have been fighting in, there's this big open space, and it looks like it continues to stay open as you head out that way. There are bodies strewn all over the place, some with stab wounds, some with arrows in them, some that are definitely burnt to a crisp. There are not just human bodies out there, there are horses that got caught in the crossfire. The crows are already out in full force, munching away, fighting over carcasses. They took no time.
There's not enough carcasses for the crows.
Nope.
The crows are eating the carcasses?
Yes.
Yeah, they're scavengers.
Can I tame one?
If you want, you can try.
Okay, let me get back to...
It takes a little more with crows than it does with pigs because crows are insanely smart.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do it wrong, they'll remember you and they'll come after you, and that'll be even funnier.
Sweet. So it's animal handling, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Who wants him to fail?
So I got 31.
We did give him a bonus.
Yeah, okay, so you managed to convince a young one to be your friend, but its family is not terribly happy about it. They're not doing anything about it, but they're being noisy and unappreciative.
And I'm not there to translate for you.
So, now that I have a friendly crow,
Uh-huh.
can we send him after the Saxons?
Yes.
Also, is he like my permanent pet, or is this just a temporary thing?
How many shinies do you give it?
That's true.
I have
Well-
some. I think. Let me...
So it kind of depends on more than just the shinies, because crows are a very social animal, so they are very attached to their families.
I try to tame
may-
another one?
I mean, you need to give instructions to this first one and hope that it understands Sonic.
Hola!
Oh, okay, you were with this group, so Tom was asking if people wanted to come with her and Rada to go find the Saxon army, or find the Saxon camp to see if that was really all of the army, and if so, how much extra supplies you guys can collect and bring back to your army.
Sweet. Did I get a special bag to hold lots of stuff in?
No, this was a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
I'll join. Sounds like a fun
Okay.
thing.
George is taming crows right now to go all
Uh-huh.
The rest of the party left him behind while he was trying to
Okay.
take those.
Now, George, if you want this crow to do a thing for you, I need you to give it instructions as you would a 2-year-old.
Follow dead bodies.
They're everywhere! Have fun watching him circle the place!
Goes back to what he was doing.
They're not carrying. Okay. I mean, he's kind of like, okay. And he's popping from body to body, just kind of. He's not really going in any sort of set pattern because they're spread out horizontally.
See, but I thought they had the intelligence of a 4-year-old, not a 2-year-old. So I could tell him, follow the blood trail.
Ravens have the intelligence of a 4-year-old. Crows do not.
Oh.
They are
Go
different.
figure, right?
So then I could pick up, or I could like put my hand in a pool of blood and say, follow this trail.
No, because he's going to recognize that scent as that belonging to that body.
Sorry for the weird mind jump, but what this reminds me of is I think it was the Russians in World War II training their dogs to go under tank bombs. But there was different gasoline that they used in their tanks compared to the German tanks. And so the dogs went to their own tanks because they didn't recognize the smell of the German gasoline. And so they were blowing their own tanks up. For some reason, that's what this makes me think of.
How about follow large animals? How would I?
I mean, you can use. I mean, 2-year-olds can tell the difference between different types of animals. You can probably
Follow all
say
the mass of humans. Follow all the humans, the big group of humans.
Okay.
Like a dozen. Yes.
A sec here. So he flies up, and he kind of circles around for a bit, and then he flies back towards your camp.
Not that many Saxons got away.
They all got fried by
He doesn't know that, though.
drones.
He wasn't at the front lines.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how many got away.
But hey, that is a good sign.
That's all he can see from how high he was flying up, so yeah.
How do I get him back now?
Wait, come back!
You didn't tell him to come back?
Why do I have a feeling that I'm just gonna watch this random crow come flying towards us? It's like,
There's just gonna be this random crow annoying the entire army
yes.
now.
Brina, I'm just gonna say yes. You'll see this crow because you'll hear him just. But you hear him going, humans, 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 and you can tell by the tone of his voice. This is a young crow. He's either very excited about something or he's like trying to alert his family. You're not entirely sure why he's shouting humans, but he is.
Can I try to tame another one?
Yes. Yes, you can.
I got 26 on this one.
Okay, you'll manage to convince one that looks a little scragglier. He looks like he's probably mid-molt. But he comes over mid-molt.
Oh.
So he looks a little worse for wear. He looks sickly, but he's not. He's just, changing his clothes. And he comes over interested, and he's cocking his head. Ah!
So,
you do it very
can I?
Well, so Crow is ah! And Raven is oh.
You what?
I still like it.
Just saying there's a tonal difference between crows and ravens. Cause
I would never know.
ravens hit puberty.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
Go bring back the other crow. That's what I'm gonna tell him.
Okay, he's gonna fly up.
I knew a lady who swallowed fly.
Did
I'm
he go
sorry.
for the wrong crow?
He rolled a nat one. He went for the crow next to him. He's like, ah! He's like tugging on him, and he's just like, ah! They start getting into a fight.
The one that flew that away.
Nice.
You see his head got he goes, ah! And then flies up, and then goes back to the other one. Brina, you're still noticing this crow up there. Another one comes over and starts yakking at it. Just,
Translation is.
humans. He goes, no, back, no humans, back, no humans. He is having a hell of a time convincing the younger one to go back. He's like yanking on his feathers.
Can I tame a third one?
I feel like
I'm just sitting here on Thunderclaps' back as
Alright,
I'm trying to log
I'm just
in.
wondering, the rest of you in this group, are you waiting for him with this or are you guys still walking?
I'm walking
That's how I
backwards.
know.
You're walking backwards and watching him?
Yeah. No, I'm holding on to Candace's character's name.
Henry.
So, I don't trip or fall or something. As I watch yours.
When he started trying to go for the second crow, I realized it's a vain effort. She's going forward.
It's like, okay.
He'll still be here when we get back.
Those of you who keep moving, it's really not that hard to follow. As I said, there's a long, flattened line of grass. You managed to get up over a knoll. You can see the camp. It's a ways off, but you can see it. You can see Rada, actually. Probably more you than anybody. I know it's flat and everything, but we're talking like Welsh fens. There's still trees and things scattered about. But
The
Rada,
grass
you
is
have
taller
ridiculous.
than me.
Oh, and Tooth. No, you're facing the wrong way. Rada. You do see the 11 Saxons who managed to get away running back in.
Do I see them?
I'm gonna need a spot. Not a spot, a perception check. Which edition am I in? They're coming up with a new edition of D&D, like in the next year or something, and they want to call it D&D 1.
One D&D.
They went the Xbox route, the idiots.
The playtest is 1D&D. What they're going to be releasing it as is 5th edition.
15.
5th again?
Yes.
What are we doing, a 5.5 like we did 3.5?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Just say 6!
Honestly, the only good thing I like about it is that the Paladin Smite can actually apply to projectiles.
Wait, it can or can't?
Can.
You're gonna smite a projectile?
Well, yeah, if Erden had a gun and he fired a bullet, you could do all of and
He can
cast
put the smite
thunder
damage on
and
there.
do the smite damage on there at 5th
The
level.
projectile will carry the smite damage for you. Is
I was
basically
thinking
what
like a paladin's gonna knock an arrow out of the air from hitting him by smiting it.
Oh, no. By putting the smite damage on there. So basically, he's putting, like, holy power onto this bullet and then firing it.
Ah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool. And you can't do
Anyway.
that now, huh?
I was just thinking about that because I keep mixing up my 5th edition and 3.5 edition stat or skill names. Because I
Well,
still
have a
use
new
3.5 for one. You have a new
I'm gonna tame a
plan.
third one.
Okay.
The DC keeps
Okay,
climbing
so I
every
rolled
single time you do
31.
this.
Okay, you convince the one that the other one had plucked. It's looking at you, its feathers ruffled. He's clearly got this look like, all right, I will do whatever you want if you stop.
Okay, I'm gonna send this one to go find a wolf.
Oh gosh.
Go bring a wolf back.
Go bring a wolf back.
Big dog.
It flies in the air, and then it just kind of flies off in a random direction. You can see it until it kind of disappears. I don't know when you're going to see this bird again because wolves have huge territories, so it could be a while before he finds a wolf.
Throughout this session, you'll be rolling.
Okay, now I'll go after the lemon guys that escaped.
Anyway, what was your perception, Henry?
15.
Yeah, that should be enough. You'll see them heading back towards their camp, off in the distance.
I will immediately give chase.
Wait,
Okay.
And I'm going to do it as stealthy as I can.
Henry, stop.
Don't give chase.
Don't give chase? What? Why not?
Don't give chase. Hey,
Don't give. I will stop as people yell at me.
Just imagining him like
confused, like-
skidding down the hill and just like stopping at the base, like what?
I feel like I missed a part of this conversation. What was the goal? Do we want to catch them or follow them?
We are
Follow
heading to
the
the camp.
camp.
We are going to the camp. We're not after these survivors. We're after the camp.
After the camp. All right. I just saw blood for a couple seconds.
Let's keep the dragged along.
Oh, I need you to give me a strength check to see if he dropped you down that hill.
Oh, snap.
Oh yeah, because Tooth was. Oh man.
Yeah, Tooth rolled a 5. Yeah, you started booking it down that hill, and Tooth went flying.
Can I roll to,
And then it just kind of, as you wish, tumble down the hill. He
Can I
stopped
roll
at the
to
foot of.
catch him? Or
I mean, he stopped at the bottom of the hill.
well, I know, but as he's falling off my shoulder, can I roll to catch him?
Oh, yeah, you can try to do that. Give me a
Would that be a dexterity?
yes, dexterity.
That'd be a
Technically
21.
be. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, he goes flying off of you as you run down, but you're able to catch him as he like tumbles in the air. And then you skid to a stop.
And they're like juggling Tooth. And I'm like finally catching him.
Feather fingers, feather fingers.
Hot potato.
Hot potato. I'll be like, sorry, Tooth. I got a little excited there. I saw people and I didn't really do much during the battle, so I thought it's my chance to. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thanks for catching me.
I think Henry might have been one of the higher kill count characters of the battle.
Yeah.
Okay, except for the dragon, freaking came in and killed everyone.
Well, no one beats the dragon, but if we ignore the dragon.
It would be strange.
I don't know. Tong's first salvo was pretty big.
And all the bombs going off, that did a lot of damage.
The Valkyrie in single combat might have been the winner, but after that, I think it was Henry.
Yes, my Valkyrie.
Mm.
My Valkyrie didn't take any damage.
Your Valkyrie was awesome.
We have the
Like she didn't take any damage.
I am noisy. I will put Tooth back on my shoulder.
Yay.
Let's move quickly. We have the benefit of being faster than people normally. We can
Hiya!
get some there.
So can we see the camp then?
Yes, you can. It's several miles off.
Alrighty then. I will tell Tooth to hold on, and I will go off at a good brisk, not sprint, maybe jog, just to kind of make sure he doesn't fall off again, and then slowly go faster and faster until I'm sprinting.
Like, kind of picture if you've ever been like.
So,
This is Tooth. Just
hold
holding
it
on
on
to your head. Alright, we're going to hide that teddy bear again.
I feel like you hanging on to the
Hold on,
board.
Tooth. We're gonna get there quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for distances, just kind of picture if you've ever been to like north central Montana or to anywhere in the Midwest at all, and you can just see for miles and things look close, but as you're going along, you're just like, good Lord, are we ever gonna make it there? I've been staring at the same hill for I don't know how long, and it's still not getting any closer.
Ah, so it's just
That
like Eastern Idaho.
yes, it's like Eastern Idaho.
All I can think of is Monty Python
This
Holy
week
Grail.
at the airport.
When I was
The house is over there. The airport in DIA that they in Denver that they intentionally built in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Ooh.
yeah.
Hello.
I know somebody who once tried to walk to some houses from the airport because they were like, I see the houses, they can't be that far away.
That sounds like York. I can't imagine.
No, the airport's not that close. I just remember when I worked at the Dinosaur Center, we had a site that was out past Libby. Or not Libby, out past, now I can't remember the name of the town, Shelby. And and there was one like ancient volcano out there. But you can see it the whole time you're heading from Shelby to our dig site, but it never seems to move position even though we go around it. It's like forever just there at the same size, the same distance. And it's like, are we even going anywhere?
You're in north central Montana. No.
You know, now I'm just getting the pic or the image of Lancelot running to the castle in Monty Python.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
That is Henry.
Yep. I'm probably just as violent.
All
Where's
right.
my sticker?
Idea! You have made it back.
Which the rest of the party members have left. So the party members left to find are what? Brina and Aridin?
On Thunderclap, yeah, heading over towards
Yep.
Emrys.
Okay. So running to the nearest party members today I can find, so Brina and Aridin, she'll run up and go, Brina, Aridin, and she's got like this fierce look in her eyes, but she also looks like mildly panicked and like she's holding back tears. Where did my necklace go?
It's okay. We saw it in the tent. We made sure it's safe. I put it in my bank account just to keep it safe for the time being since I had to use some of my spells and I didn't want things to get messed up. But I have it for you, and I will get it back for you soon.
Okay.
Oh no, it's gone.
I'll go find something else to do then.
Immediately pacified.
I have a
Weren't they
suggestion.
weren't they going over to talk to Emrys?
Yeah, we're going over to talk to Emrys. I don't think we've gotten there yet, though.
Nope. We have to make our way through the crowd.
Yeah.
And we'll turn to David.
Alright.
Well, I have an idea. There's a lot of unused metal in the battlefield over there.
Hmm.
Maybe go pick it up.
I think that's what he means.
How many iron weapons were lost this day?
Don't ask me.
You can find out.
Adea will think long and hard about this as she continues walking alongside Aridin and Brina for the time being.
So
you might have to try.
the crowds that you're going through now, like while a lot of them are still kind of trying to catch glimpses of Emrys, are definitely focused on patching each other up at this point. But as you near, you see Aurelius kind of standing to the side while Uther is clearly berating Emrys. 6 years. 6 years you led me we're dead. You couldn't just send me a little letter saying, hey, I'm okay. I'll be there when I can. No. You let Will here take the fall for you, and he's been trying his damnedest to fill your damn shoes. And no offense, Will, you're great, but it's not working.
Taliesin, that's what I was saying.
I can imagine Taliesin saying that from Aaron's back if we're close enough to be able to hear it.
Oh, and don't even get me started there. Do you know how long Leothlin cried because she thought you were dead? Like, you let your friends mourn you, and then you show up as a raging red dragon. What is your problem? And by the way, thank you for being there when my family's home burnt to the ground. Like, what's the deal here, man? Like, I thought we were friends. I thought this was supposed to be cooperation between us. Finally, Aurelius just comes up and he goes, okay, Uther, calm down. Don't tell me to be calm!
Don't tell me about that!
I am calm!
I'm actually, I imagined Ernst getting close enough to at least be within shine distance. Be like, so, Mr. Alumps, what do you call that? What's up with some Mr. I want to be all alone and shadowy, and suddenly you show up like like a freaking parade, showing not even Telly hasn't got that far, and yet here you are showing off.
Man, you know he's angry when he can't even form a complete sentence.
His eyes quickly shift off of Uther into you. He like locks eyes with you, and as you're in the middle of your tirade, you actually feel your tongue fold up on itself so that you can't speak anymore.
At that, Ern will actually like his hand will slightly move to his sword, but then he'll reach up, grab the drum, and throw it at Emrys.
Yes. Catch.
I don't know if Emrys is actually dexterous. Oh, wow. Okay, he rolled an at 18. He manages to catch it. Looking a little startled. Uther finally realizes what's going on and just stops. He kind of jumps back and then looks at you and looks at him.
Oh, Ern is trying to is basically trying to kill him with his eyes right now.
He just looks at this drum and he goes, how many times do I have to tell you I'm not a bard? He goes, nope. Probably 100 times, but he threw the bard at you, if that helps.
And Ern will try and, with eyes, just say, you want to shut me up? He will try and shut him up and deal with the consequences then.
He's pretty relaxed about this. He just kind of spins the drum in his hand and he looks at it. I thought you were dead. Well, I thought you were dead, and here we are.
You were back. I know it's wrong.
And he's kind of like looking at the patterning of the drum. And he just goes, figures. And he actually takes the drum and see if this actually works. No, actually, he can catch. He can't throw. He tries to toss it back to you, but Uther catches it before it falls on the ground because it didn't go very far. And then Uther just kind of like calmly hands it back to you. As you get the drum back in your hand, your tongue loosens. Appears we have a lot to discuss. There are a lot of pent-up feelings. And I'm so sorry to have upset all of you, but in case you weren't aware, I was in fact dying.
Actually, this entire time, Ern's hopping off his horse and walking towards Emrys, and then hugs him.
Oh, Emrys stiffens because he's like, oh, someone's touching me. I mean, he kind of, I mean, he's from a big family. Eventually, he just kind of is like, okay. Like
that
this
awkward, like,
isn't-
okay, why are you touching me?
You can let go now.
like, look, let's attend to those who need us. I'm going to go find the rest of your army and bring them back, and then we can talk to your heart's content. Is that okay, Your Highness? And he sarcastically bows to Uther. Uther's just the muscles are working in his face. He's trying to figure out which expression he wants to give.
Actually, Ern kind of quickly let go and kind of stood next to Emrys and just kind of looking at her like, so, what are you gonna do now? Like, which expression are you gonna stick with?
I'm watching all this happen from Thunderclap's back. Like, I'm pretty sure I finished my run by now, but I'm like, hey, Dea, can you help me get down? I don't know what I'm doing up here.
Dea is still very contemplative, but she does somewhat absentmindedly help bring that down.
Eventually, Uther's like, fine. I gotta go collect bodies anyway and figure out who we lost. And see about a million other things. But I do expect to talk. Get your hands off of me, Aurelius. I'm fine. Or like, because of where you're standing, you can definitely see Aurelius' face, and you can see he's just like, whatever, sure. And like the diplomat that he is, just help who you can, make sure everybody who got away safely, and that we can get things set up as necessary. Even if it's not here, if we just meet them up there, we can. I don't know how far away that Saxon army is. Saxon army's camp was, and I don't want to risk there being more of them waiting for us somewhere.
Did we see our other companions go off after the Saxons?
No, you guys were facing the wrong way.
Okay. I was gonna say,
Emrys will just...
Are those crows still above me? Or above us?
Yes, they are still arguing above you guys.
Well...
Humans, back! Humans, no! Back! Humans!
I was gonna say... I'm just gonna kind of like move around Thunderclap. It's like, excuse me, Your Highness. I can try and ask one of them to see if they can go scout out how many Saxons there are.
As you're saying this, Emrys... Oh. I gotta figure out... Somebody's gonna have to translate for her, so who's translating for her?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, before anyone even translates, you'll see Emrys kind of look at you and then look up. And he'll just kind of like puff an air out. And you'll see the birds stop and look down. And then they'll fly down to him. You'll see him just kind of talk to them. And then they'll fly over to you. Before he walks off.
And of course, seeing them coming, I'm like, oh, okay. Hi guys. Would you mind going that way and looking to see for the bad guys' camp? Does that work?
looking at the young one like,
Yes. Humans, well, as human as can be. As I kind of look at myself, it's like, big, yellow hair, running scared. Comprehend? Comprehend's too big of a word. Yes?
Understand?
they both nod, and then they'll take off
Comprendo.
and head back the other way. So,
So
At
how long
point,
does
I'm
it
gonna
take us to
quickly-
reach their camp? Sorry to jump in here, but just wondering.
no, it's gonna be a bit. But as you guys are making your way that way, you'll suddenly hear as two crows, one of them looking a little scraggly, fly overhead and head towards the camp.
Why do I have the feeling George is going to think that he managed to accomplish something?
They were successfully not attacked by peregrine falcons. We'll consider that a plus.
Good point.
Speaking of which, where's the peregrine falcon? I feel like that'd be something George would be interested in.
Don't encourage him.
The peregrine falcon is nowhere to be seen, and even if you did see it, he would not be able to handle animal it because it's not an animal.
Hideo is still
I had a
very
feeling.
sullen at this point, but between the suggestion of picking up weapons scattered about the battlefield, the fact that Uther said he needed to go pick up dead bodies, and the myriad druids around her that are all patching people up, she started looking around and trying to figure out what she's supposed to be doing instead of throwing a fit. Or trying to find solace in her work.
Cadmus will find you. Well, I'm not a terribly good healer, so I'm gonna go through and see what I can scavenge to help. And then take down the spells that we set up, because I don't think we need them up anymore.
Adea will readily agree to this proposition. I'll come help. I'm not much a fan of healing myself.
I just tend to make it worse.
Actually, Ern will, hearing that, Ern will turn to Brina. You have a healing spell or two, right?
Yeah, I have my healing word that I can probably use. Let me check here. I don't have terribly many. Well, actually, I have more spell slots than I thought. I can come help with that. That'd probably be easier than me trying to drag anything.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Let's go and help out.
Okay.
Adea will look at Cadmus a little bewildered from that comment of making it worse. She's like, I'm not quite that bad. I just deplore it.
I'm assuming that from where I'm at, I can hear this conversation between them.
As I walk off to go scavenge stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, you should have seen the last time she had to heal somebody. It was a very angry bite of pineapple. And Cadmus probably has no idea what pineapple is.
People won't know what a pineapple is for another millennia.
It's like saying,
kind of funny.
Where did you get that scented candle? Oh, I got it from Atlantis. The hell's Atlantis?
Sounds like a funny town.
It's like pine. What did she say?
Pineapple. Well, they're just imagining like apples growing on pine trees. What? Alright. So my yeah. So it is by the time you guys are able to make it to the camp, it is getting dark.
And as I approach the camp, I roll for stealth so I can be all sneaky like.
Hold on. Right. Tongue? Yeah, I got it. Alright. Let's see, there are 4 of us, so...
There's 5 of you.
We left George behind.
Yeah, but he He
caught up.
After the third
Yeah.
After the third crow flew off to find the wolf, he followed you and caught up.
You guys had to pause for a moment because Henry almost tossed your leprechaun up in the air and was, juggling him.
Also, we move faster with me in the
Whoops.
party.
Yeah, he's pretty quick.
Okay, Tooth.
Alright.
Big guy. I think your name is Henry. Come here.
Yes.
Tong will take out her pen, will write a symbol on the palm of her hand, and as soon as the symbol is done, she will quickly touch the two of you on the shoulders, and the three of you will go invisible.
Ooh. Well, this will go snazzy. I just rolled a 28 for stealth, so I'm gonna go sneak.
Plus the plus 10 bonus from invisibility.
It's advantage.
So Tong made
it's advantage.
Henry. Who all is invisible because of that?
Tong, Henry, and Tooth.
Okay.
Is Tooth invisible?
He's just floating in space.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Floating
If not,
leprechaun?
then he's just floating in space. Walk as I sneak around.
Ooh.
Tooth would have way too
He's
much fun with that.
cool.
It's the weird leprechaun magic. Run away.
We're all
It's actually they already
fine.
had their overdose of magic for the day.
Alright, and she will say, okay, so for the two of you that I just cast invisibility on, no attacks, no spells if you can cast any. Otherwise, the invisibility will end.
Good to know. Thank you.
Now, let's go. And Rada will cast greater invisibility on herself.
We have to one-up us.
She has a little bit more surface area on her body to cover, buddy.
Just a little bit.
She's a centaur. Give her a break.
He has the
I'm gonna
biggest
need-
caboose. That is it.
Stealth from George. Since he is once again the only one non.
I'm the only one. What?
You're the only one who's still visible.
Oh, I rolled.
Just like the last time you snuck into a camp.
I rolled a 28.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you guys are able to sneak into camp. It does feel very ghost towny. But you it feels very ghost towny, but you do know that there's still people here. It's just a matter of making sure you don't come across them. Where is right there.
So I just rolled a natural 20 for perception just to see if I could see any of these people or hear them or kind of keep everyone around that way.
You're not
Keep my
seeing a whole lot, but with that nat 20, you can hear people talking, and it sounds like more than 11 people.
Like, can I tell if they're if they sound like, I guess, men or women or children?
Men and women alike. No children, but men and women.
What direction?
What direction is it coming from?
Straight ahead. You're starting to see a little bit of a glow. There's probably a fire that's been built. Maybe a couple.
Can I understand what's being said?
Do you speak Saxon?
I don't think so.
Then probably not. You know who speaks Saxon? The one person who's not there.
No,
I was going to say Tong would.
Tong speaks. But yeah, I think we kind of like
Can we
slightly
see?
split it up to cover more ground.
Yeah. I mean, we all can't see each other, or I don't know. Can I see everyone else since we're all invisible? I would assume
You can't
not.
even see yourself. You look down
Yeah.
and you can't see your hands. It's really kind of disconcerting. Like,
This is a little bit
it's trippy.
trippy. Yeah. It's a good thing I have a good sense of self and I have nice dice.
So, has anybody seen Death Becomes Her?
Yes.
Invisible?
All I can think of now, like you go invisible and somebody just going, I can see my butt.
Sounds like something.
There's a hole in my stomach.
If you consider the physics of how light works and what it would take to turn a person invisible, I would presume that they don't cast shadows, unless it's an
No,
illusion.
but if you sit down, there will be a butt impression in the grass.
Well, no, I was thinking like they're coming up on a campfire. I'm like, are they gonna? When you're invisible, do you cast a shadow?
No, I kind of imagine that what happens is you basically are just broken down into water molecules. And so you refract light the way the air does. You're just broken down into your gases.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
otherwise because for true invisibility, light would have pass right through your eyes. You wouldn't be able to see.
We're all a bunch of blind people. So, do I hear
Yeah,
any
hilarious way to play that.
directions besides just ahead of us? Like, or is it all just kind of congregating in front?
Of course, it's the false
It's just all kind of
painting
congregating.
idea, then you would definitely cast a shadow.
The tone you're getting is that there's a lot of people who sound frightened and someone who sounds very much in charge and is not accepting of the fearful voices.
Okay. I roll a 19 to be a little. I don't know. Can you be more stealthy and move faster? Try not to trip.
Yes.
Sorry.
Well, you can't be more stealthy, but if you do pick up the pace, you probably should roll another stealth just to make sure that picking up the pace does not create more noise.
Yeah. Well, 19.
So as you go around one tent, somebody does look up and look in your direction. But they don't. I mean, you're invisible. He's not seeing anything, but he's definitely, because he probably rolled a natural 19 for his perception.
What a nice guy. I will. I guess. Am I in? I'm assuming I'm on a path, and it's getting kind of dark, and so I will hide my footsteps around tents, so that just in case he's trying to see there, and I'll slow down just a wee bit as I stare into his soul.
Yeah, he kind of leaves the conversation and he walks over to where he thought he heard you, and you see him just kind of.
Can I re-roll, or is it too soon?
You don't have to.
And do I see the person who's in charge, the one that speaks with a commanding voice?
Yeah, because he looks up and he says, "Hold on. Let me just. I got distracted. I don't want Russian names. Russian are no good."
I love that she's having to come up with a name and I didn't even have to ask for it.
Well, I had an idea, but then I was like, I don't know if that's actually Saxon name. So, they don't have very many in here.
Quick question as you're doing that. With the crows when I suggested to the gathered leaders and the Merlin of using the crows, did that break the animal friendship that George cast on them? Emerson's interaction with them?
He doesn't cast it. He's just friendly with them. You can actually speak to them, so he has to speak to them like a human, but you could just be like, "Sup, guys?" So I need you to go find this axe.
Yeah.
You have a very different reaction with them. They just know that he's friendly. That's all they got from him.
Okay.
They're like, wow, you speak our language. Yeah.
You might
And
want to
because they're smart, they're like, they know something's up, but they're just kind of like, I don't know what, but she's not going to eat us, so.
You might want to come up with things for them because I fully intend on asking them when they get back to camp.
Okay.
Fair warnings of the day.
So,
you might want to come up with names.
I
I
will
might ask
position
you
myself for at least
NPCs
attempt.
questions.
hold up. So, the leader kind of stops what he's saying and he goes, Thunor. And the guy who was looking for you jumps and turns around, and you hear them start kind of talking in that weird guttural language that they have. And he just kind of is like, like making whatever his tongue is, pointing in your direction. And the leader's just looking at him like, God, get back in your seat. Like, I'm not done with you. But be stupid.
Well, I will position myself kind of behind the leader in his blind spot and getting as close I can to the group so that if I need to, I can attack and grapple with the leader, but staying far enough away from the whole thing that I don't brush shoulders with people that are sitting around. Is there anyone behind him, or are they all kind of in front of him?
No, they're all kind of sitting in a circle.
And is he by the fire or away from the fire? Is he on a stump?
No, he's standing. He's standing in front of the fire.
Okay. So they're all looking into the fire, or at least in the fire's direction. That's a terrible idea. Anyways.
Yes.
And so I will just sneak up behind him.
Okay.
I rolled a 26 on stealth, and do I need to roll anything else?
Nope.
I'll get as close as I can without, alerting them to my presence.
Nobody seems to notice this time around. Alright, the rest of you, what are you guys doing? He's got himself in a position he wants to be in.
Wait, how tall is it?
How tall is he?
Yes. And compared to me.
This is like the core.
I mean, he's tall for a human in this day and age. He's broadly built. I mean, he's probably like 5'9".
Okay. At least 2 feet taller then. This will be great.
Tong is going to be looking for whoever the most important looking tent is. She's going to be looking for whoever's tent is. Whoever is in charge, his tent.
Okay, give me an investigate.
Alright. Going to have the owl provide the help action.
Beforehand is very unbrain.
And it's investigation. Tom. 20.
A word.
20? So,
They like me.
this camp is way bigger than the one that you guys are with. You're able to find quite a large, ornate-looking tent. But you also notice that there's at least one that was probably like the meeting tent. There's another really ornate tent that's on the other side of camp, and it looks like this camp is divided into two. But there are two large ornate tents across from each other and across from like a main stretch in the camp. This sort of empty byway.
She's going to first take a look inside what looks like the meeting tent.
Okay.
What does it look like in there?
So it looks a lot like Aurelius's meeting tent. There's a big table in the middle that looks like it has a battle map on it, but it's not just for one area. It looks like it's the entirety of Albion. And there are armies placed all over it. And it doesn't look like they're small armies either. And it does look like they've noted where their civilization is in Wessex and Sussex. But it does look like there is an army here, that there's an army south of here, and that there is one north of there.
Alright. So she's going to make a mental note of that for encode thoughts or minor illusion later, and she's going to take the map.
Okay.
And
She takes the map.
she's going to be looking for basically any other papers or parchments. If it looks like it has orders written on them, she's taking it.
Okay, give me an investigate, because there are lots of smaller tables and desks, drawers in here.
You said that was an investigation. That is a 14.
14. A lot of the papers you find just seem to be lists of supplies, maybe lists of soldiers' names. You find one that does appear to be orders. And these ones are not in Saxon. Those ones are in Brythonic. And they have the seal of the Vortigern on it.
Not that she knows what that is, but she's taking it. The other papers she'll take as well. We can sort through that stuff later.
She pilfers all the papers.
Well, yeah, any that are blank she can use for herself.
Yo. Sorry.
You were looking for supplies. Makes sense. Even if it's personal supplies.
And, once that place has been cleared of paper, she's going to head to the other tent. That looked important.
Okay.
And do the exact same thing.
Okay. When you go in that one, this is clearly somebody's sleeping quarters. It doesn't have like a bed or anything set up in it. It does seem to have a strange looking sort of really stiff cot. Made from animal skins and stuff in it. There's a lot of furs piled up in there. And there is a desk with writing utensils on it. Doesn't appear to be any parchment on top of it or anything like that, but there might be some in the drawers. I'll need another investigate in here just to...
21.
There doesn't seem to be anything official in here. There do seem to be letters in here that this person's been corresponding with a couple of people. They do seem to be more personal.
I was just about to say, this is the part where Tom rolls really well and finds some personal love letters under his pillow.
You do catch at a glance the name Rowena on them.
We need those.
And on another one, you do catch the name Orsa.
Okay. Those names were brought up earlier. They're being taken. And since this is appears to be the person's sleeping quarters, I take it there's like a place where this person's clothes are kept?
Yes. There does appear to be a trunk.
She's pilfering the trunk for all the clothes.
There are some very large leather clothes in here, fur capes and things like that. Very northwestern European, cold winter type thing.
Oh.
Or in some cases, some of this leather you can tell is actually used to repel water off of them so they don't get soaked.
Good seafaring weather.
Alright.
How many people are around the campfire?
And actually, give me one more investigate while you're in that trunk.
21 again.
While you're rifling through that trunk, you find that seal again, but this time it's in the form of a medallion that's supposed to be worn around the neck.
She'll take it, but she's not going to put it in her bag of holding. She's going to keep that out.
Okay.
She is suspicious of it.
Fair enough.
And before she leaves, she will write the Chinese character for 4 on that, and will essentially go throughout the rest of camp, pilfering small items, since it looks like they're probably not going to be able to get very much more info, and she doesn't have that much strength to get armors or weapons.
Fair enough.
How many people around the campfire?
Looks like a couple dozen actually.
Yeah, big enough for it. I can shoot. Continue.
Alright, Tooth, what are you doing? Are you just hanging out with Henry? Or have you separated?
No, I'm still with Henry.
Okay.
Without consent from the other side.
That means you were looking down on this Saxon's head. No. It's the first time you've ever seen the top of someone's head.
I'm gonna back up a little bit and
Okay.
whisper, put my hand up where Tooth was at, and like, if you want to stay here, tap twice. And I'm thinking about leaving. There's a lot of people.
I almost was waiting for her to like reach out and tap me.
Stay like put in the camp and continue wandering about, or leave.
I'm just thinking about leaving because there's 24 people here, and if I tackle the mean guy, they're gonna jump me, which was my original thought. But then I thought, I have a little person I gotta think of.
I mean,
I'm a parent. I
So-
have to take care of my child.
I guess I'll whisper, just right on my breath, attack, tap once, retreat, tap twice.
I think the joke was that.
I'll tap twice.
Okay.
Because
And
I
then-
think of a battle plan since there
While
are
you're
so many
whispering,
people.
a couple people do turn around and they're like looking at the people behind them.
I rolled a 22 for stealth, and I'm moving away, fading into the dust. Or dusk.
Cool.
You don't
Alright,
see anything.
George, Rada, what are you doing?
Rada is looking for either the food supplies or the armory, or what can be approximated to an armory.
Okay. I will need 2 separate investigates. So which one are you doing first?
Let's do armory first. Rada's investigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
17.
17. Okay. You find that you have to go to the far side into that second half of the army. And you realize, as you're going through there, that part of the army did not head out to the battle. They're all still there.
Oh.
And that does
Half
appear
the
to
army.
be where the armory is.
Yummy.
Well, that way is not a good option. But she is going to quietly make her way around, just like just trying to estimate how many Saxons are here.
Okay. I guess give me just an intelligence. There's no math checks.
Magic.
Nah. Intelligence is a +1, and I rolled a 2.
Yeah,
man,
3.
There's a lot of people here. This is a little
Many
overwhelming.
hands.
1, 10, 25, 35, 149, the number.
Okay. This
It could be
indicates
100. It could be 10,000. I'm not sure.
it's dark.
As numerous as
Despite the fact that I'm a Twilight cleric and can see in the dark, it's dark. Okay.
It's dark.
She's been through traumatic experience with that battle.
It's dark. I'm behind enemy line, like very far behind enemy lines. I'm wearing
hear the rust
chainmail. Time to get out of here.
Like, this was a bad idea.
It looks like half the camp's still here. How big was half the camp? I don't know, but you saw the first half.
But there was 6,000, so there's at least another 6 there.
I don't know, but there was like a lot. Like a lot.
Yep. And since with greater invisibility you can cast spells while maintaining invisibility, she is going to cast Sending and say to Tong, I'm going to go back to where we first cast invisibility. Okay. And do the same thing with George and Henry. Just make sure I have enough spell slots for that.
In the meantime, George, what is George doing? Still trying to get that one correct.
Standing at the edge of camp, waiting for my comrades to get caught, so that I can kill someone.
I learned my lesson.
Just imagine he's like chilling behind a bush with his pig.
Yep.
She's like grazing along, snuffling. No cares.
Yeah, because I'm not invisible, so I'm just based on stealth. I can't walk through the middle of camp. But it's
Fair
also
enough.
after 8:30, so I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
Right.
We'll make sure you get back to camp.
See you, Ivan.
Thanks.
See y'all next week.
Bye.
He lives.
He lives. So,
Gonna be
as
totally
I'm
honest,
going back,
I was so afraid he would do something and mess it up and you guys would get in a huge freaking battle with the rest of the Saxon camp.
I'm kind of looking for magic items, things like along those nature. Essentially, anything that would potentially been I could pilfer.
Okay, I'm going to need you to.
Roll both an investigate and an arcana.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be an investigate and an arcana.
Have I been a DM for too long?
So they're going, okay, he's got to search for these things, but also he needs to know if they're actually magical or not. Like, he can find all the items he wants. He just
17 on the Arcana, 19 on the Investigation.
yeah, decent. Are you searching the people here or just around camp?
Just around camp. As I'm taking a different way back, but I'm kind of going into the camp a little bit more. Coming back and going back to where we're going.
Since you're not a magic user yourself, really, you use different methods. You have to kind of rely on your Fey blood in order to even begin to pick up on magic items. And you kind of know that magic sort of gives off this aura. You're not feeling anything terribly strong. You do come across a few tents where it seems a little stronger. And you do find like baskets just full of amulets. Some that do seem to be completed magic items, others that seem to just be waiting to be turned into magic items.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll whisper to Tooth that Rada said to meet back up where we turned invisible. And well, I was headed that direction unless he felt the inkling to go somewhere else.
You're heading that direction unless you get the inkling to. Is that what you said?
Right, unless he wants to. I'll be like, hey,
Oh.
Tooth, Rada is asking us to head back to where we turned invisible. Unless there's some place you want to investigate, look at, or see if we can get something from. I don't see any better option besides that. And do we hear anyone else? Like, are we close to the armory or close to where the other camp is at?
No, you're on the other side. You're pretty far away from them. You're not gonna be able to hear them over the campfire ones.
Alright, let me get back up with the group.
She's over here going.
Oh dear goodness, no.
Oh.
I need to repeat myself.
No, you're good.
She said we can go back.
Yeah. Let's go meet back up with the...
We're not even taking
And
it.
I'll roll a 20, modified 20 for stealth, and I'll head back.
Okay.
At a slightly brisk pace.
Nobody follows you, so must be
Did anyone
good.
notice the crows?
We're getting back to you. So they're meeting up now. So long before it gets dark, the crows do come back to you.
Oh.
And they do land next to you as you guys are helping out.
Turns out that as the crow flies is the way to go.
Yes. I love you. I'll look around and it's like, oh, you're back. Okay. By the way, first, names. You? I'm going to point at the older one first. I don't have names ready.
Just because it's funny. Hugin and Munin.
Say that again?
Hugin and Munin.
Hugin's the older one?
Hugin's the younger one.
Okay, so Hugin's the younger one.
There, I'll put the names in the roll.
Thank you.
Munin.
I like it. Excellent. Hugin, Munin, I'm Brina. Report, please.
So demanding.
What do you want to know? We found them.
Good job. Excellent that you found them. Do you know about how far away it was?
For walkers, it'd probably take half a day to get there.
Okay. Do you have any idea how many of the bad guys were in camp?
Sorry.
How many bad guys?
Oh, lots. Big flock.
Lots.
Big flock.
Sounds about right.
Sad part is Rada probably can't be any more helpful than that.
Lots. Big flock.
Ern will actually look over at that and ask, how many did they say?
They said lots. A big flock of bad guys.
Are we talking like a general one or cloudy sky kind of flock?
We talking
I will translate that for them.
Reindeer herd.
Reindeer herd. Okay.
Ernan's like the only one who knows what reindeer are in this vicinity right now, and I can just imagine him being like, Oh Lord.
And Brina's like, I have no concept of what a reindeer is, but thank you.
Oh no, he's
Anything-
a visual description of the horror of realizing your favorite book is getting a terrible movie adaptation.
I can just imagine, like, you're slowly, like, stripping armor off of some corpse or whatever, and then reindeer herd. Thank you. Just dropping everything, just like, I'm sorry. What?
That doesn't really help.
It could be
He
fine.
just
A couple hundred
slowly
characters.
turns like, no, please, no.
I'm not ready for this.
Do I notice that?
Oh yeah, he's not being, like, he was working and then he's not working. He's just kind of like staring straight ahead.
I have a feeling that that Hugin is probably hopped up on my shoulder or something by now, and I'm just kind of like, yes, hello, you're fine there. Munion's probably still on the ground, but Airden, I don't know what a reindeer is, but I have a feeling that this isn't good. Judging by the look on your face.
I don't know. And his eyes, like, and his face just slowly turns towards you, but he doesn't lose, like, the half-mile stare.
We're fine. We're fine.
Everything's fine. We didn't need a sequel. It's okay.
Okay. Hugin, Munin, anything unusual that you noticed? Something that
And I
you
will
don't
say,
humans.
Erden, you will, because the way names work, when you hear Hugin and Munin, like, you do recognize those names as she's saying them to the crows.
As a player, I don't know the reference.
They're the names. They're Odin's crows. Odin's ravens.
It snaps him out like, wait, what?
That's what they said their names were. This one here on my shoulder is Hugin, and then that's Munin.
Now I'm wondering if they actually told their real names. Flying crows.
Or they could have been named by their parents in honor of Odin's crows. I worked with a girl who named her daughter Mila after Mila Kunis. Like, seriously.
You
It
have to do
happens.
that.
People name their children after celebrities.
True.
You guys ever watch The Big Bang Theory?
After the Broncos won the Super Bowl.
So I've been watching Young Sheldon, which is actually really good and I recommend. But he does voiceovers in it or whatever, and he apparently named one of his kids Leonard.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard about that.
But his wife wouldn't let him name him Leonard Nimoy Cooper. She's like, no, you're lucky I let you name him Leonard. Like, no. It was very funny.
That's awesome.
Sheldon's the best. Anyway.
And of course, for me, I don't understand the reference of the crows' names, and so it's like, so I'm a little bit confused at Aaron's reaction, but I'm like, okay, so reindeer bad, confusion from Hugin and Munin as names. Was there anything unusual about the bad guys' camp? Unusual to other humans that you see, like unusual to our humans?
No.
Okay. Thank you. If I have any other questions, do you mind if I find you and ask?
Okay.
Okay.
Can we go eat now?
Yeah, by all means, go eat. Go eat.
Ah!
I'm surprised they didn't make mention of the group of misfits running in the direction of the camp.
Well, that's not unusual. Humans run at each other all the time.
You have a half horse, half woman, and a red man.
Yeah, but from above, it does kind of look like a person riding a horse, even if they miss the head.
Yeah.
And then Vikings wear horned helmets.
That's a myth.
That's a myth.
Yeah, that's a complete myth.
That's a complete myth. Well, here I thought I'd blend in.
Actually, it's not a myth. It's a historical misconception.
Excellently put.
And they're not Vikings. We don't have Vikings yet. They don't come for another 300 years or something like that. It's not until like the 800s that Vikings really show up. These are strictly just Saxons who did not have horns on their helmet, but they do look like cone heads.
Makes sense.
And I don't know if I just aged myself at all.
No, I know what you're talking about.
I don't.
Not surprised.
Coneheads was a movie from the 90s about these aliens who had cone-shaped heads.
I think they did a spoof of that for a bunch of commercials, though.
Yes. I think I've seen it only like once. I don't really recall what it's about, but I do remember the cone heads.
Yeah. My dad used to call me a conehead.
Well, my thing is that I asked Hugin and Munin, I asked them just to go and find the Saxon camp, like the bad guys camp. I didn't expect them to really take into account anything else as far as our side. I was wanting them to spy on the bad guys. So they might have just seen our ragtag bunch running and thought that we were stragglers behind the other surviving 11 Saxons.
Besides, you guys didn't have yellow hair.
Yeah. I did specify yellow hair.
Nope.
And I had no hair. Actually,
Just
I can't remember if I gave my character hair. I think he's bald. Yeah, he's definitely bald.
Airden?
Should
I be worried? The look on your face says that this intel is not good.
Sorry. My other D&D group that's going to be getting started soon is making fun of the fact that I'm playing a tabaxi and they've got my cat rolling in flour. Like I'm high on drugs or something.
Seems appropriate.
Normal cat behavior.
Look at him. He is currently facing the wall like he's in trouble. I don't know what he did, but he's punishing himself.
Ern will kind of slowly try and bring himself back to Earth. Like, I genuinely do not know enough about your culture to make an accurate comparison.
What is a reindeer?
Oh, it's... Think of a horse, but smaller and mildly less dangerous.
I was gonna say she's
Would
seen
Father Christmas.
Father Christmas.
Did Father Christmas have reindeer?
Yeah, those.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Let's say also, she would have seen caribou, which are the same thing, but obviously go by a different name on the continent that she has been on.
Good point.
Frequently.
So, is it like what pulled Frere's
Yes.
Skywagon? Okay.
Skywagon.
I don't think she knows the word for sleigh.
Oh no. There is no place
Skywagon it is. Sky conveyance. Okay. And are they big? Are their herds large?
Yeah.
We should go tell Uther, shouldn't we?
Yes, we should. Let's go.
There's a herd of reindeer Saxons on our doorstep.
There's a reindeer herd-sized group of Saxons.
He's like muttering to himself as he's like checking people on all of this stuff. You actually find him helping stabilize somebody's arm and like wrapping. Like he clearly knows how to handle battlefield wounds himself. So he's helping somebody get patched up and kind of muttering under his breath while he's doing that.
Uther,
And he...
Uther, your Highness, Hugin and Munin, the crows, they came back. They have info.
Who are Hugin and crows? What are you talking about?
The crows that I sent to go look at the Saxon camp for us? Didn't you remember the guy in the gold? He brought him down and then sent him over to me. You might have been too upset. But anyway, I sent crows to go and spy on the Saxon camp for us because they can fly faster than we can walk. So, thought it would be helpful, and with it getting dark, them being black, they wouldn't be noticed as much. But they just came back. Their names are Hunan and Yunan. That's where the names came from. I always ask. So it's about a half-day trek from where we are to them. And they said that there's a lot of them. There's a big flock of them. Bird speak, that's a lot. But they said it was like a reindeer herd. Eridan's been explaining to me that that's a lot of people. So we came to you first.
So I imagine as you're translating, you're not saying as many words as she is. And he's kind of looking at you like...
Yeah, or be like, so...
It ignores the, like, explaining of names. And...
So,
I just forgot that she would have to have a translator.
yes, I didn't go with you. Okay, so...
Did the Druids have the translating thingy? With the stones, like the translating thingy? Didn't they have that going on still?
You have to eat one.
Or was that only a temporary thing at the... Oh, man,
And
I can't
if it gives the effect, or if it gives the effect of the tongue spell, that only lasts an hour.
I hate not being able to
Because you have to eat it, your digestive system is eventually going to just kind of dissolve it, which takes about an hour, so...
Never mind.
So,
That's
rough
obviously
translation. Ern will slowly translate what Bree says as, so essentially the crows that Emerus helped Brina get to collect information about the remaining army, their names are Hunan and Munin, and a couple of seconds, because Brina cares about their names. Like, there's a couple pauses in the beginning because of the explanation.
I'm explaining. And I'm imagining I'm like gesticulating because I'm pretty sure she would do that like I do.
So as it turns out, the enemy camp is half a day's walk away, and so it's about the size of a herd of deer, as the crows report, anyways.
Are we talking like red deer, moose, or
reindeer?
With the reindeer? Reindeer.
Hang on.
Would crows even know the difference?
Yes.
Considering that crows are very smart, probably.
Good. He paid enough attention in his biology classes.
Good job, Luther.
Well, he doesn't really go to the mainland a whole lot, so I've got to be like, wait. Reindeer? You mean the big one? You mean the little ones that travel in like massive herds during migration season? Oh. For the love of Jehovah.
He's a great guy.
Crowds for Fen.
Okay, so there's a lot of them, and they're not that far away. Okay, we gotta find. I send a message to Emrys, make sure he gets them safely to that freaking castle instead of trying to bring him back here. He stands up. Now let's see if he can find Gorlois. Oh, good, he can. And he kind of like motions to somebody to come over and take care of the arm he was wrapping, and then he starts booking it over to where Gorlois is, who is currently now helping Amor people patch up.
Actually, Ern will look down at Brandon and just ask, do you mind if I carry you?
No.
Ern will
I have a feeling. Speed is of the essence, by all means.
Ern will salvaging weapons.
Ern will basically bridal carry Brina and jog along with you there.
I had like two other pictures in my mind, either like toddler on hip or like up on the shoulders in a piggyback.
I was thinking of like, so he's basically like firemen carrying a child rescued from a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, that's kind of the most respectful way that he could be carrying me, in my opinion, so I'm okay with this.
Doesn't take you guys long to get over to Gorlois and Amor. Gorlois is, as you get over there, it looks like somebody may have dislocated their shoulder, and he's talking to them. He's just like, the battle could have been way worse than just. See, that wasn't too bad. You're good. Oh, hi, Your Majesty. Sorry, I should not. I should be a little. I'm gonna help you.
We're tired. It's fine.
The poor guy. He just relocated the arm, and it's just like. He's just like cursing in Brythonic.
She's like in my head, I'm looking at him like, I'm glad. This is one of the times I'm actually glad I don't know Brythonic.
Amor is, of course, helping other people, but also trying to keep people bright. Hurts now, but it could be it's going to be better.
You almost said it could be a lot worse.
I was gonna say, Amor would have been one of the first ones healed because he is one of the leaders of the bands, and they want to make sure the leader is healed first so he can help his men. So.
Somebody probably came up to Amor and was like, "You need to be healed." Okay, fine. Get on with it so I can get to helping these guys.
Yeah.
That sounds exactly like him.
I'm just imagining, how like in choirs they'll sometimes do like the massage lines? It's like a healing line where it's like, okay, you can do this, but I'm helping this person while you're doing it.
Yeah. I have an image of like this druid like running after him and like, will you stand still for 2 seconds? I have to heal you.
Than that.
I know. Actually, that would probably be a druid after one of like Uther or something like that.
Oh,
I can imagine them doing that to Uther. It's like, stand still for 2 seconds.
Somebody a couple hours down the line was looking at Adea. Did you want to get patched up? No, I just want to work.
Anyway, Uther's just like, yeah, I need you to send a message to Emrys because, fun fact, there's a lot of Saxons a half a day's walk from here, and I don't want that, and I don't want anybody coming back here. So if we could just get them all to that castle instead of trying to get them back here, that'd be great. Carlos is just looking at him for a moment. He just kind of... There's more? Are you kidding me? I mean, in all fairness, I apparently got this report from a couple of crows, so you tell me, Druid boy.
Don't you badmouth the crows.
Upon hearing Gorlois say this, Amor is looking around to his men and their reaction.
The one who just got his shoulder relocated just kind of lets out a groan and just flops on the ground, just like, no. Just
kill me now.
Openly sobbing. He doesn't even care anymore. He's just like, I'm in so much pain, and you just said there were more. The other ones are trying their best to look a little less upset, but they're struggling. They're like,
yeah.
So I was gonna say,
Amor puts a brave face on. It's kind of one of those like, oh great, here we go again faces, but it's certainly a brave face. Like, we can do this. We did this the first time.
I'm assuming that Aird and I have.
Especially since this time doesn't involve taking them all on right now.
Like, I'm assuming that Aird and I have caught up, and I'm gonna have him set me down just so that I can like keep working and healing people as we're talking, and because I might as well be useful other than relaying intel from crows. Does Gorlois have any reaction to the crow comment?
oh no, he's a druid. Weird stuff like that happens all the time. He's talked to animals before. He's just, yeah, okay, well, fine. And he just starts kind of whispering really quickly under his breath, and for those of you who are Fae, you kind of feel a stirring in the air of magic, as whatever he is saying is kind of caught on the breeze and sent after Emrys.
That spell work is still incredibly cool all these years later.
That is cool. I like that
I know.
one.
You're jealous.
Don't just say it out loud.
I have to. I need to feel a little better about something right now. I just keep getting bad news after bad news after bad news. And then Uther just looks at me like, what other bad news could you possibly have right now?
No.
Oh, well, a messenger showed up while we were fighting and just kind of hid, and then came and found me once everything was down to tell me that apparently my wife went into labor and probably have another baby. So that's great. I didn't get to be there for it, so, you're welcome.
Oh.
Or we'll just look over to Uther, just like, you just had to ask, didn't you?
I'm regretting.
Are they speaking in a language that I can comprehend?
They're talking in Brythonic.
Oh. I wanted to hear about the new baby.
Emperor understands, and he understands the complicated nature of it, but it's also a good thing, and so he tries to be brief about it. There's a more important conversation going on, but he's also like, congratulations. I'm sorry you couldn't be there.
Uther just kind of comes up and is like, congratulations, buddy. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, congratulations. This is great.
Like,
What?
I'm sorry.
Why do I have a feeling that the tone of voice that he's using is the exact same tone of voice that Zuko uses? That's rough, buddy. To Sokka.
Yep.
That's what that makes me think of right there.
Yep. It's just kind of like, he feels bad, but at the same time, he's like, what can I do? I need you here. You knew this was going to happen when you left 8 months ago. Like, come on.
Impressive.
Like, okay. Let's just calm down. And Gorlois just puts a finger up to his mouth, and he looks like he's listening to something. Oh yeah, Emrys totally already knew about the army and was already getting everybody settled in the castle. Dipshit. Just like him to not tell anybody everything.
I flew down there. I knew.
No.
I totally knew.
Really
I chased
counts
him
the stunting around. But no, he still doesn't.
Something, false hope. Actually, knowing Emrys, he probably didn't even care that much. He was just like, yeah, we'll deal with it when we get there.
Yeah. Uther just like puts his hands down. He's like, this is something that I don't know. The king should know.
Yeah, it would be nice to know.
He's not above the law here. Ugh. I knew he didn't like me. Knew it. He pretends to be my friend. Is he? No.
At least he talked to you. He didn't even say a word about my idea of sending the crows. He just got the crows.
Well, think about it like this. He likes you better than me. He didn't shut you up.
She should just be happy that he understood her. Yeah. I'm assuming that's what's going on here, since I only sort of know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised on that. He can do everything else, apparently.
You do make a good point. It is always nice when somebody can understand me. And it happens so little in this world.
If Airden slips up at all as Amber is working on other things, he'll pick up the translation.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Alright, well, it is starting to get dark. We should at least pitch some sort of a camp with watches, because who knows what the Saxons might try. We need to talk, see what we want to do about it, and hope Emrys comes back in time to talk to us.
And I'm just thinking out loud here. Do we want to draw straws to see who gets to go first?
And I'm gonna look at Amber as he's thankfully translating this. Like, what is drawing straws?
That's a wonderful idea. Except I'm king, and since you're fourth, how about you take first? Thanks, buddy.
Good walk into that one.
I'll happily go first. If you don't participate, then I'm going after you.
Is this for the watch or when we're talking with Emrys?
It's like
Emrys.
it's like you don't even know me. When I honestly make somebody do something I don't want.
Oh, so you're being a poor leader.
No, he said, would I honestly do something that I wouldn't want to do?
I don't make people do things I don't. Or I'm not going to do, I should say. I make people do things I don't want to do all the time, but then I end up having to do them anyway. So that's not the point I'm trying to. The point it's trying to make is that if I'm going to make you do it, I'm going to do it at some point.
That's nice you think that.
And how sassy you were. Why don't you go back to your light hell thing? Helheim? No, you don't live in Helheim. Where were you from? Alfheim. I remember my history.
Ish.
I had such a boring teacher.
You know, that invitation to bring you there is still open.
You don't even like it there.
I know. But I think it's a privilege for everyone to experience it. Especially some of my closest friends.
Is this a misery loves company thing?
No, this is I'm nudging my friends in a terrible direction, and everyone knows it.
I'm terribly busy right now. My kingdom's under attack, and I'm gonna have to take a rain check.
It's not raining right now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes as I'm helping Amor as he's thankfully translating this for me so I can keep up with information's going on.
Let me know if my name's drawn for one of the watches. And we'll leave the conversation to help out again.
Anyway, did the messenger say what your new baby is? Huh. Wow, what a change of conversation. Try that again. Your new baby. Is it male or female?
It's a baby.
It's
The messenger
another
said that
girl.
she had gone into labor, not that she had had the baby.
He got into labor while he was gone. I think they said it was a girl.
Yay.
So that makes...
Kador has a sister.
Yes, 2 at this point.
Gorlois? Or Lord Gorlois?
Hi, Jasmine! Hello. Sorry, that was me.
Lord Gorlois? As Amor has relayed that there is a new baby. It's like, congratulations on your daughter. What's her name? Do you know?
Later, baby.
Everyone kind of looks at her as she says this and like gives a hesitant glance at her.
I think we had agreed on more.
Uh-huh. I didn't hear it.
Morgause.
Morgause. That's a pretty name. I honestly haven't heard it before, but it's a pretty name.
Thank you. It is Celtic.
Facetious. That's the word I was looking for.
Facetious. I love the word facetious. It is one of my favorite words to use.
Fun word.
It's really weird to glance over at Megan's computer and see my face. Uh-huh.
The day out?
So Jasmine and I are doing a card reading since it's the new moon or full moon. Mm-hmm. Would you be interested in doing a card reading? Sure. She would be interested. Sounds like a blast.
just waiting for when we zoom back to the other group and just have Tong be like, "Hey, Aurelius, we're coming back with gifts of intel."
Oh,
But
you're
Dan still got a conversation to have with Cadmus.
Oh, it is. Okay. Now I'm gonna have 2 conversations, one in each ear. This will be interesting. 1 second, my guys. But talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
So how
I'm
can
gonna
I piss
notice
off the
that-
DM
that-
next?
I'm gonna notice that Amber kind of looked at me. It's like, what was the? Was it wrong to ask? I mean,
It seems like it was okay. Just the situation's a little tense right now. If you hadn't gathered.
I know. That's why I asked.
Says it's connected to my earbud.
Airden will give, not Airden, Amber will give an
The other
approving
option is
smile
that we
and
just
half nod
mute.
as he continues about his work.
Yes, I love names, but I'm not just gonna willy-nilly ask a name just because I want to know it. Sometimes I do it because it's important to other people too. Now the crows, I asked their names because it was important to me. And I wanted to be respectful, especially since they went and flew over the Saxon camp and got us intel. Airden, why did you recognize the names? Are they significant somehow?
Well, I'm aware of a god named Woden who has 2 crows of the exact same names who report information to him.
Oh.
So either this is a very weird coincidence or a very terrifying reality.
Well, I could always ask them and see how they got their names. Would that help?
Hello, are you godly crows?
I mean, if they are, then I think Rada was looking for something, yes?
Yes, she was. Horseshoes of speed.
Oh yeah. Well,
Send the crows back to Odin. Hey, gets a total promise that you could get me a magic item, dude.
Yeah, make me cavalry, like literally cavalry. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Henry, but you're not going to be able to catch up with Rada now.
Oh,
Nobody's gonna catch it.
Well, no, like monks, he's at some point going to get 50 feet movement. If he doesn't have it already.
no, I'm at 40.
You should be at level 7,
Yeah.
correct?
we
Yes,
just leveled
which-
up at the end of that battle.
Yeah.
And so looking at my
7.
still says 40 unless I have to do something to update it on this app.
I'm at level 8.
He hasn't been around.
More
You
intermittent.
should be at 45.
I should be at 45. Yeah.
Yeah, because at level 7, monks have additional 15 and 15 feet of movement.
I wonder if the app I'm using is running off of a different.
Hey, like you could get if you stay a monk for up to level 18, you get 30 feet of additional movement.
Yeah.
But if Rada gets her horseshoes of speed, you're not catching up with her even with that 30 feet of movement.
Again,
Level
when you
18's
find
a long way
they're
away.
kind of hard to catch up.
The horseshoes of speed give an additional 30 feet of movement. Rada has 50 feet of movement right now.
Yep.
Like Erden on Thunderclap can just barely keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Reminding myself of my move speed. Thank you for carrying me, Airden.
Hey, there's a reason why Rada carries you everywhere else.
I know. Because I have short little legs.
And I actually was thinking about like the other ways you could carry someone like the fireman carry or just under the arm, like, you know what? Well, that's efficient and quick And I'm absolutely going to do that if there's a life-threatening situation. This isn't one necessarily, so let's be a little nice here.
And I appreciate that. It was very gallant of you to do the bridal carry thing. Thank you. I appreciate that.
By the time we get to level 18, Adea will be able to make things like gauntlets of ogre power. Or headbands of intellect. Or helms of telepathy.
Helms of telepathy?
Yes.
Cool.
So wearing the first two, you could know exactly where to punch and then be able to break every single chest bone, except for the spine, likely.
That would be interesting.
Yes, because let's punch somebody hard enough to have their sternum meet their spine.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, Captain America does it.
Sounds like a plan to Henry.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like something.
To ask Adea to make something for Tong.
When she's finally capable of making magic items, yes.
Oh no, this isn't a magical item. It's a thing for a spell.
Ah. I think I also owe a metal weapon to Brina still.
And I'm specifically looking at Summon Draconic Spirit. Won't get that for another level up, but...
Why do I have a feeling that somewhere in the Bank of Hades, somebody was just like, can't you get her to take it out? This thing is driving it's ruining our systems. Please have somebody take this silly, wild-shaped necklace thingy out.
Adea has more of them in her bank account.
Like, we contained it in one account. We can contain it in one account. We can't have it across multiple accounts, people.
I thought a couple other people had them too. Adea's just the only one who had a long-term plan for them.
I think for me, it's just a funny image in my head. You know me, I think in cartoons.
Wait a minute, I thought this was a safe bank account. What the hell is this doing here? I mean, you can add the protection, but damn it, why? It's getting annoying.
Remember when it was raining in her mega holding?
Some poor banker has rain just in their office. Oh, it's like in Harry Potter where you have the one office in the Ministry of Magic where it keeps raining and he can't figure out how to make it stop raining and he's gonna get fired if he doesn't. That's what's happening. That poor banker. I feel like I should send flowers or chocolates or something.
An umbrella.
Oh, that's insult to injury.
I was thinking of an apology gift for once we get the problem out of there and send an apology gift. But yes, an umbrella is very practical. But as Radatong Arthur was just saying, insult to injury by just sending them an umbrella.
So wait, if Hades is a banking system, is Hermes a delivery? Does Hermes run a delivery service?
If you want to go off of Rick Riordan's Greek mythology with Percy Jackson and the Olympians, yes.
Because if that's the case, how far does his godly ability go to the point where he can preserve velocity of a package? Because I'm just thinking, you throw a potato, make a prayer saying, hey, I would like this delivered to person X, and suddenly person X has it delivered, but it preserves velocity, so they literally get a potato thrown at their face.
Yeah, speaking of the Bank of Hades, I was thinking earlier, like, how hard it would be for Tom to get or if she would even have a Bank of Hades account, because she doesn't know what her birthday is.
Ooh.
She also wasn't there in Atlantis when we made them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Bank of Hades. You'd think it's wide-reaching. But you also have the issue that Tong hates the gods.
It could be like my E-Trade account. Very wide-reaching, but not very easy to find an office.
Why do I have a feeling that I'm going to shock some poor soldier by bringing out my little jar of dirt and getting Adea's necklace back?
It'd be far more terrifying if you had something larger than the jar could theoretically hold.
As long as you don't pull it out in the medical tent, they might throw you out forcefully.
Why would I?
Oh no, this is a medical field. At
This
this
is not a
point.
field.
Yeah, like camp has been like torn down and moved off somewhere.
We're in battlefield triage. There is no medic tent.
Do you have do you have spare cloth? That's too bad. Use it for wrappings.
Yep.
You still have spell slots? Incorrect. You're supposed to use it for healing word if you must.
You still have spell for slots? Incorrect. I love that.
Hey, that means
Yeah,
that
and you
would be
can
one
be
of the
walking
people
around the
with shelter.
battlefield picking up sword pieces. Does actually still have some spell slots. She could even use them to heal herself.
But she won't.
Probably not.
Do you still have working hands? Help with healing.
Hey, just think of it. We're going to be one of the few people with shelter if no one has their tents with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have the tent.
Yeah, we still have the tent, but we also have the tiny huts, and they have ritual cast.
Oh god, yeah, you have the tent in the huts, don't you?
Yeah, ritual casting doesn't consume a spell slot.
Well, I know that you guys have the huts, but the tent that we all had with our stuff in it is on Henry's back.
Yep.
Yep. I broke out there.
The druids probably don't care if we're missing tents.
No.
Technically, if you don't have a sleeping bag, you could use the bag of holding as one. Just make sure you keep your face out.
That's
I just
uncomfortable.
now have this picture of like Hermione's bag from the 7th book, and my head's just sticking out of it.
Also, I seem to remember that it can only fit like 450 pounds of stuff or something like that.
It's 8. I think it's 8 by 8 or 4 by 4. It's a certain size.
Math.
Oh, hold on.
I didn't think it had a size limit. Just you have to be able to get it in the hole, and over a certain weight will break it.
Okay, so the bag has an interior space considerably larger than its outside dimensions, roughly 2 feet in diameter at the mouth and 4 feet deep. The bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet.
Interesting. It does have a set volume.
This is why you have to read things.
I just knew that if you put too much weight in it, which is more likely to happen first, that you'll spill the whole thing out.
Wait, hold on. So...
Now I'm thinking of an elaborate bag of holding traps. Somebody trips the wire, you drop something into the bag of holding breaks, and 500 pounds of stuff fall on the person.
Nope. So...
Ooh.
Which is a really poor way to use a bag of holding, unless you're an artificer and can make them at will.
Well, we cannot put Rada in. She is way more heavier. Wait, she is 700 pounds.
That's impressive.
We cannot.
Oh, I was gonna
It's
say,
too
I
heavy.
didn't think we could. I'm like, what? Yeah, no, I didn't think we could put Tyler in back holding. Sorry.
You could probably put anyone else in that
I
campaign.
have an idea of a bag of holding bomb. You take a bag of holding, you fill it up almost entirely with shrapnel or whatever. Then you take another bag of holding, do the exact same thing, and just shove one in each other and watch as they both explode.
Hey, Marco?
Unfortunately, it only works in the astral plane, but whatever.
Hey, Marco?
Yeah.
Look up Arrow of Annihilation D&D. Or bag of holding, like one of those two terms, like. I think Arrow Bomb would also work.
Oh, no, what Oppenheimer bullshit is this?
It's the arrowhead of total destruction.
What does it do?
It just puts two pocket dimensions into each other.
Okay, think of how you fire an RPG and how it's activated, but a lot worse. You know, this is like the banish spell, but a different way of doing it and mildly more permanent. This is evil. And I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, for reference, that is what I was talking about.
I mean, I appreciate the cleverness, but sometimes you can only go so far.
What is this arrowhead of total destruction?
We were just
What?
talking about bags of holding and using them for not good purposes.
I haven't got one. I don't know if I would want to throw
Actually,
it.
That's insane.
Now I just want to add a couple of the chaos chords with it just to see what other messy thing could happen.
Sometimes you just like to watch the world burn.
Yes, you opened a portal, but unfortunately it seems to have turned into the fire plane. Sorry.
It is not usable. I better look next.
I'm just imagining this now. A portal! Let's look inside of it. Looks inside. Oh, hellfire. Maybe not this portal.
Oh, gee, which would be worse? Like, opening to the astral plane, the fire plane, or Hades' front porch?
Considering our bank is with Hades' front porch might not be that bad.
No, his literal front porch. So it's his house. And so he's going to be kind of angry at you.
Bypassing his whole security system.
How did you get here?
He has his own version of a gated community. Like, how the hell did you get in here?
Well, I petted the dog on the way in. And you should really stop calling him Cerberus. It's not really his name. Like, can you imagine, like, Brina going to the underworld? I would get hung up asking the dog his name.
The dog just knows its name in like 20 different languages. Cerberus, Spot.
I think it's Kerberos. Oh yeah, at least in Latin it would be Kerberos.
Fido.
Fido. Fancy way of saying Fido.
It's Fido with a Spanish accent.
Actually, that would be... I just want to see the party go to Hades, but George does this animal handling check with Kerberos, just like, hey, look, I now have he's now nice with me. I have a friend.
He lets me in and out, in and out.
Oh no, we just start walking around.
Oh no. I've just come up with a meme that is George. Take Toy Story.
Which one? There's 4 of them.
He points to a crowd of animals, and he just keeps pointing to them. You got a friend in me.
No! Not mass animal friendship, no!
Yes.
Yes.
This is exactly why we left George's
Point.
this season
Whoever
to
back he
the
points
second
at
row.
probably does have a friend in him.
Actually, George could have a very easy time with certain things, because if he just gets one reindeer, especially the lead reindeer, to be his friend and just direct it, the rest of the herd will follow.
On Dasher, on Dancer.
And mass trampling could occur.
Can we do that and then go trample the Saxons?
Dancer on Vixen.
I think they're on the
Why is it
mainland,
giant herd
so
running
it would be
through a
really
town?
difficult, but...
Get some reindeer so we can trample the Saxons.
We'd probably have better luck doing that to the Huns.
To defeat the Huns.
What if we got a portal to get some bison instead? They should still be very
By the
common
way,
at this
Henry,
time.
I would
are
be
you
the
gonna
only one who would know what the
walk
heck
back to
they
camp in the
were.
dark?
But you know it was a great idea.
I would know that George is gonna get himself busted because he's gonna go try and be friends with a buffalo. He's gonna be like every other idiot that goes to Yellowstone. But
And
magnified.
He's gonna work.
Those bison are not nearly as familiar with humans.
If not friend, why friend-shaped?
When you have
like
a
that's
what
just
plus
George's.
12?
That is George's philosophy of any creature under the sun.
Including arachnids, apparently.
By the way, Brino wants to thank all of you for convincing George to not befriend the freaking palm spider. Thank you.
I'm just saying. I get it, but still.
Suddenly, everybody attacks spider. The world's most resilient spider.
Having a little jockey.
I still remember that was one of the first times that Idea realized it's like, wait a minute, George doesn't care about this party, does he? He just cares about whatever creature he can tame.
Can I tame crow? Can I tame another crow?
Alright, third time's a charm. But now I'm just gonna get a wolf.
He's been wanting a wolf since the beginning of the campaign.
I have a
If
feeling
he had been here the entire time, he might have gotten it too.
I have a feeling
He was looking
that
for a
Crow
wolf
might
and he
die
found himself a
before the
boar.
turn.
Hey, look, there's a
Or a
reason why
jaguar.
neither of my characters like George. There's a reason why we left him behind after he's tried getting the second crow.
There's a reason why he was left behind when he ran off to get a piglet at one time.
Are you alright?
There's a reason
over
why we
here?
didn't chase for him after the damn Selkie. But no, he keeps coming
Even
back.
Amber left him
Kelpie.
behind.
Kelpie, the Selkies were what attacked Amor and I.
Kelpie, thank you.
George trying to tame Everald. George getting attacked by Everald. Amber, you okay over here? Yep. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
He's like a bad penny.
He keeps turning up.
At the worst times.
I have to admit though, I was so proud of him because I was literally thinking he was gonna cause just a crap ton of problems at the Saxon camp. I am very proud of him for standing outside the camp and waiting for the rest of you to get caught. Like, that attitude is very George. But he wasn't messing anything up, so thank goodness.
He didn't go waltzing into the camp like the last camp.
Hey, I'm just glad I didn't have to roll any stealth checks. But I was avoiding enough people.
Yeah. I really wanted to jump that guy. It would have been hilarious.
It
You do
was
realize you were
hilarious for
close
5
enough to
seconds.
just grab his head and twist and then run, right?
I mean, yeah, but last time I tried to, one-shot somebody, it doesn't really work out that well. You have to get through their HP.
This isn't real life,
Not
right? I can just
Assassin's
grab,
Creed.
twist, and run. Like grab, twist, and like, oh, he tweaked my neck, and I almost died, but I'm still alive.
Oh no, you hit him just hard enough to where he's disabled, not dead. Sorry.
Paraplegic or quadriplegic. Nice.
I have somebody who likes to disable characters. I want to shank him in the thigh.
Nico.
Roll for it at disadvantage. I want to throw daggers so that he's disarmed and can't hold his weapon. Roll for it at disadvantage.
And he did it.
He always does it.
He always does it.
At least when it's relevant. He did try to disarm the hand of the other guy so he couldn't use the other hand of that guy so he couldn't use his shield as well as the spear, but that didn't end up working.
Didn't he get hit with the shield?
He did get shield bashed.
He got shield bashed. But no, the shanking one, he shanked a pyromancer.
An anarchist pyromancer had been giving the local guard a lot of trouble. And still was giving the local guard a lot of trouble. You know, Shanky was like, fine, I don't want to deal with you anymore. Here's what you want. Go find somebody else to make more for you. Party starts to argue. He limps away and puts up a huge wall of fire. No. Why do you fight? Does everyone here know the answer to that question for their character?
What question?
Why
do you fight?
Oh. Is there a specific context of this question?
Potentially, yes. But just getting your brains working, just in case.
I'm formulating a sending message from Tong to Aurelius.
I think my character's response would be to try and end the suffering sooner.
Is Aaron suicidal?
No, Erden thinks of it like, so because you keep throwing all the men into battle, they're not there to protect their families and feed their families as well because there are fewer people running the crops and everything. So technically, everyone you leave behind is technically suffering this entire time. Also, you know, inflation and several other horrible things. Also, everyone's dying, you know, and that's just not healthy.
That's just not healthy.
So it's just one of those, I fight to try and end it sooner because the fewer people who are around to fight in the first place, generally you can't fight anymore.
End the suffering of war.
Yeah.
Noble.
Very noble.
You didn't say that about mine. Mine was to help people.
I'm not saying that's not.
I elaborated.
Yeah, that's good point.
It's just very noble and selfless. It might not even be what I expected at first. People are interesting like that, aren't they, though? We can have very noble and lofty goals and still sometimes get lost in the details.
And besides, it's not like you can stop all the participants from fighting in the first place, right? I mean, you might be able to convince a few, but not many. And it's not like Erden can go after the commander directly, so...
Except when he can and gets kicked out of Londinia.
Oh, Erden didn't even try. Ern was trying to antagonize, not attack. If you want
Fair,
to
he
attack,
did know
that's
his
a very
rights.
different strategy. He has a helmet to go completely invisible or disguise himself as somebody else. Frankly, he would be a great assassin if he didn't wear his loud armor.
Sneaky paladin.
Sneaky
Very
magic
sneaky.
is funny.
I mean, what were we talking about like months ago? That Erden and Rada just go up to the Saxons' camp all menacingly and just two-man show it because Erden and Rada is Batman.
Rodden is Batman?
I mean, I think the only thing she's missing at this point is the confirmed dead parents in the wells. She can supplement the magic. She can supplement magic in for the technology.
Oh.
And I think we came up with, at least I came up with a scenario earlier of Ern being in the center of attention, being all glowy and everything, while Rada is on the outside picking everyone off.
Literally, because with Steps of Twilight, you just fly in, pick someone up, fly up, drop them.
Yeah.
That would do it.
Like the terror from the front and behind, and seeing his Erden is both wearing legendary armor and also looks like a legend. At least be mildly intimidating. Like, a demigod in the front and terror from behind.
I mean, yeah. So if we hadn't gone called in for that royal request, I had like a set of things that would have happened. One of them would have been Rada using sending on her other previous traveling companion, and that ends off with the nightmare comes. Which, yes, the pun is definitely intended.
But
How long is this?
A reading of theirs is going to be?
Yes.
I don't know.
Where are you, bastard? We need to meet. We're Britannia with dog. Respond if you're alive, or else the nightmare comes.
If you're alive, great. If you're dead, I'm gonna come and find you.
if you're alive, I will find you. If you're dead, I'll definitely find you.
I mean, she did say, like, respond if you're alive.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very least, Tong was able to surmise that Nomiki received the message. So presumably you can tell if someone received the message or not.
Can you tell if somebody willingly received the message?
I mean, if
or only begrudging?
I mean, presumably it wouldn't go to him if he's dead.
True.
It would have no one to target.
Actually, that's what I kind of like about the sending spell. You can just send it to anybody, really, that you've ever met, and then just suddenly they'll just have to stop whatever they're doing in a mild panic of, holy, what? Why is there a voice in my head telling me things?
Well, I don't
The 80s called They Want Their Couch Back.
I mean, really, you could meet someone in the street and terrorize them every day with one of them, like, greetings, sir. We are trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
Hey,
What the hell?
Also D&D.
Hey, it's more than that. It says to a creature with which you are familiar. So, as long as you're, I mean, at least I interpret that as long as you know the person or know of the person.
Yeah, like if I would think of it like you made small talk with in a bar at one point.
Man, clerics should start using sending with their gods more often.
Well, so the sending, you can send messages across any distance, even to other planes of existence. But if the target is on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive.
The
Also, there are other
well, if
spells
you
for that.
pray, it'll probably arrive. But the sending spell kind of, it's like it feels like your god might be more pressed to actually freaking answer you. But I suppose they still don't have to send a response.
There's also the 5th level spell Commune, which actually does let you contact your deity or divine proxy. And ask up to 3 questions that can be answered with a yes or no.
Somebody please ask me a question.
Yes! Yes! Somebody
What?
please ask me a question.
He's your favorite color.
What is your name? What is your quest?
What
What is
is
the
your
flight speed
favorite
of an
color?
unnamed swallow?
African or European? What? I don't know that. Whee!
Wait, no!
If you cast the spell 2 or more times before finishing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get no answer. The DM makes this roll in secret.
Your god, stop calling me.
Also, there is the cleric ability, 10th level cleric ability of Divine Intervention.
Yeah, we've already had a little bit of that.
Who needs divine intervention when you just have good connections and plot armor?
Very thick plot armor.
Erden, how did you acquire plot armor and where can we go purchase some?
I don't know. I was originally made to be completely disposable, and my personality was built over the sessions. I don't know what I deserved. What I did to deserve this.
Is plot armor secretly a cursed item given to you by the
Yes.
DM?
Yes!
Depending on the situation that you're prevented from dying from, absolutely.
Yes, I can't die! Wait, I have to be relevant and important? No, take it back!
I have a way better character that I can use for this.
What do you mean the author wants to see me in the sequel, but they want to drop an atomic bomb on the city?
This is just reminding me of the latest episode of Dingle Doodle's Fool's Gold campaign. Episode 31. That was a real emotional roller coaster.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good ending. It's just a emotional whiplash.
Mm-hmm. Then again, the past 10 animations were basically the same thing. A violent ups and downs emotionally.
Mostly downs. Well, I think we're drawing someone's ire.
The world is living?
Eye of Sauron turns.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm back. Of course,
She
it's
does
also 10
return.
o'clock, so I'm not going to make it keep playing. I did not know it was going to take that long.
Sorry.
Oh,
But I hope you guys had some good bonding.
We did.
Yes.
Super fun.
Alright.
No character arc for a day today. I was so well prepared.
So I'm gonna get us to a good stopping point so that we can just start at a good spot when we get back. So the group that went out, it's gonna take you a few hours, obviously, to get back. I don't know how close you have to be in range to send.
Sending is unlimited distance.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I could have sworn I've used it like a favorite, so.
Tong will, as soon as they leave, she will send a message essentially saying, like, we're returning from the Saxon camp, bringing a gift of intel. If you're moving the army, leave a guide.
And that goes to Aurelius, right?
Yeah. So Aurelius will reply with, we're not moving. We are setting up a guard, though. I'll let them know you're coming.
Okay.
I'm going to go to bed
Once that's done, he's just gonna be like, that was weird. I don't even know what just happened.
But he knows who sent it.
Yeah, he's just like, too much going on right now. And I imagine because of the timing, that's exactly when everybody else Uther walks up to him and goes, so, Saxon army's still out there. There's a lot of them. And Emrys knew.
I think during this, Brina would like, I'm assuming that Emmer has translated that Emrys knew about this, because I'm pretty sure that she'd asked, well, why didn't he tell anybody else about it? To which Emmer shrugs. Understandable.
I'm just the messenger. The messenger of the messenger. The translator of the messenger.
This is a horrible game of telephone, isn't it?
Alright.
They still has a conversation to have with Cadmus.
Yeah. Basically, I'll have it set up that they will start their. Since it's just after dark, it shouldn't be too late before you guys get back. They'll start the conversations once the rest of you get back with your information, so that they can start planning what to do. So basically, we'll start with you guys getting back, and the big talks, the serious talks happening.
Can we make sure that we have Idea and Cadmus's talk too?
Just as they're picking stuff up.
Yes. We'll probably start with that then, just so that it doesn't get forgotten.
It's very important to Idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.